Grand Rising, Elizabeth. Thank you for joining us this morning. At 9 a.m., we will close our social media and continue on Zoom only. Join us by getting your Zoom link at elizabethvisionaryconference.org. We'll be there until 10 a.m. You can join us now, and we'll see you in the Elizabeth Zoom room. Today, your hosts are Queen Aduni and Danny Stillwell. Enjoy.
Grand Rising.
Grand Rising.
Hey, Mama Evelyn, how you doing? Pretty good, pretty good.
You muted. Say it again.
Yeah, she went right.
I'm sorry. I don't want any background noises that may come disturb me. Yeah, I'm doing great. Garage is almost
done. With enough room for the car to fit in.
Yes. You know what you're doing, Evelyn? They're called 3-foot tosses. You know, sometimes it's called a 3-foot toss. That's when you do a little bit every day or a little bit every other day. And as you can see the progress, you get fueled by the progress. So you be like, oh, I'm getting a new vision of what is possible and what can be. And it's better to do a 3-foot toss than to try to do everything all at once, you know. And then we get disillusioned. You know how you want to clean up the house, you know, and then you over here and you doing this over there. And as a result, you trying to do one closet and the whole damn house is tore up.
It's all messed up.
Yeah.
Everything is all messed up. And you be like, oh God, I need to focus. So if we do just a 3-foot toss, a little bit every day, and the progress just keeps building and building. And baby, before you know it, you're gonna pull that car into that garage and it's gonna be a beautiful thing.
Yes.
Yeah. So 3-foot tosses.
Mm-hmm. Well, today is Friday and
Passionate Friday.
Yeah, working for the weekend. Yeah, African World Festival this weekend.
Yes.
In Detroit, Michigan. Yep.
Looks like the weather's gonna be good, huh?
Yeah. That's a blessing. I remember that year when it poured. I was a vendor at Hart Plaza. It poured down there, and it was windy. The tents were flying all over the place. People's products, they was trying to, you know, lock them down and get rope and get anything to hold not only your products, but yourself, because it was really, if you were little, you were in trouble. But it's so, you know, let's dig a little bit into the change of location. That is not at the Charles Wright Museum. It is back at Hart Plaza. It's not in August. It is in July. It's not the same coordinator, you know, Mama Ngia. She is coaching though, you know, she's counseling them because it's new, but it's a new people are taking over. I don't know if it's an organization that's taking it or a new person, but yeah, she's managing that. And also keep Ngia in prayer because she lost her daughter. Yeah, a month. It might be 2 months, but I don't think so. But what I did hear, and which I wish I had been a part of it, was that when it happened, all the drummers in the city and dancers came to her house. Can you just imagine that?
Imagine that. Wow.
Wow, just being ushered
Mm,
in with that type of, and just to soothe her soul, that the
yes.
community came together and drummed her daughter in, and
Mm,
and drummed her into that period of grieving,
yeah.
to just have that spiritual connection with your culture, with your people, that we got you, Yeah. Now,
Mm,
Wheelie?
Great day, everyone.
mm,
I um oh, what I want to say is about the festival and the admission. Is that I think somehow I read last night, if you join the museum,
museum. Hmm.
you have free admission.
Yes.
And and for seniors, it's only like $15, I think.
Yeah,
Hmm.
So to
yeah,
me, you want to go more than one day. If you go on and join the museum, you could
Right.
go. So
I
yeah,
think a senior membership at the museum is what, $12?
I
15.
think
Is
12
it
or
15?
15.
Yo,
Yeah,
so 15. Okay.
yeah. So I just
Mhm.
wanted to pass that on for people, want to go, in and out of more than one day.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
if you're not a senior, it costs more?
yeah, just
No,
a little bit.
no. It does. It's still
It's still
$15 for
15. Yeah.
Oh,
right, but
okay.
you'd have to, I guess, pay $15 every day.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
Yeah, if you are a member, then you don't. So everybody's a senior today.
Hey,
It's
look at
We got
here.
senior.
senior
If
status.
you are a senior and you are not taking full advantage and benefit of your discounts, everywhere I go, I say, do you have a senior discount?
Uh-huh.
Every hotel reservation and everything. Do you have a senior discount? I'm telling you, and you would be surprised at the places and the things you can get if you are a senior. And guess what? We earned it.
That's right.
We earned it. Come on.
That's right.
Yes, yes, yes.
Get it, get it, get it, get it.
Yeah. Thank you, Nawili.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
Yeah,
I see my
and back still on the festival. I was somewhere, and I had mentioned the festival and the change, and the sister, she got really upset because they're charging this year. And I mean, she got really, this is a community thing and blah, 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 blah. And I was just thinking, but does the community support
yeah.
it costs to put those types of things together. And even though the vendors are paying their high ticket for it,
Mhm.
Mhm.
they don't even realize the
The
cost of
cost of it.
something
Yeah.
of like that. And I haven't put it up together on that level, but
Yeah.
the level that I have, oh my goodness,
Mhm.
it's costly. And so I was glad when they said that it was, if you just became a member, although I thought membership was like 60 something dollars, but
Mm.
that's,
Yeah.
but in order, so either support in that way by becoming a member at the same price, or
Yes.
just pay the cost,
Yeah.
And even if they have the family discounts, if you get it as a family, then the family
Mhm.
will go in and out and stuff like that. So in other words, you're gonna pay it one way or the other. You're gonna get these
Yeah.
benefits, you gotta pay one way or the other.
You know.
that's really cool. I tried to get on last night, and for some reason it wouldn't go all the way through. So I
Mhm.
just said I'll just wait until today. So
Yeah, you're right, Sheila. It is amazing. For those shows, they have to do the lighting. They have to set up all of that, and people have to do that. They're not doing it gratis.
mm-mm,
They're
mm-mm,
not, they don't do it gratis.
mm-hmm.
And so, and you want professionals doing it because you don't want people out there and they get shocked by all the electricity that's flowing through wires and one thing and another. So
Right.
And then
then,
the cleanup
yeah, yeah.
the cleanup afterwards,
Mm.
And
it's
throughout it.
that's right.
Because every night
Yes.
they have to get ready. And
Yeah.
then it's unionized. So
Yeah.
some things they have, they
Yeah.
have to pay for, and then the
Right.
advertisement and all that kind of stuff. Thank God for social media. It cuts it down a little bit.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Yeah, Deetra, you wanted to share?
Yes, I just wanted to ask, how did your event go yesterday? The event with the backpacks with the,
Well, nobody came.
okay,
And Sky brought a big box. And it's sitting right there. So all my clients and other people, because I'll still keep promoting it. So
okay,
that we get stuff up until, and they could just drop it off at the shop. So it wasn't a bad thing.
okay.
Because I really didn't get it out there until a week or so. We've been promoting it.
Yeah.
But that's okay, because they would have just dropped it off and left and stuff. So we still got time to collect from everybody, and they can also make orders.
Okay,
You can make orders and then have it there. So
okay.
well,
All right.
yeah, but thanks for asking. I'm looking forward to, I don't know what time we're going to be over at the house with everybody meeting one another, and then Sunday, I haven't even confirmed. I'm assuming you guys are going to be there.
Mhm.
And you can invite, male and female. It doesn't matter about that. We just want to get the word out and such. So I have a guest here. You want to wave?
Hey. Oh, hey.
This is Fana, you guys.
Hey, Fana.
This is the big F, the square F that
Look, she was on the
incognito.
screen yesterday. Now she's laughing in living color.
Yeah, so she's been for a couple of days now. Yeah, it's been just good. It's like, your cousins coming in town, or somebody
Yeah.
you've only seen them on the screen, and then finally you get to meet them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead and join in. Now, you wanted to say something else?
Yes, I just felt in my heart where you were talking about the person who was quote unquote sharing their feelings about the cost of the festival.
Yeah.
And to me, the word that comes up is complaining, but it also, what comes up is how all of us take the opportunity to ask for a blessing by the way that we express. And so that person I felt was asking for a blessing, and then look at how it's blessing us to have this conversation about it, and to come in alignment with what we sense, believe, and know is the highest for everyone. So I'm just grateful you shared that, because again, remind me to self-correct, to self-realign myself when I get into that mode of. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's important. Because anyway, yeah. So we're gonna try to go down there. Well, Mama Heath would get me. Our intent is to go down there for the grand opening, and kick off from there, which is, you said 4:00, at 4:00. And I've seen them before and stuff, but we got company, so we're gonna go down there. All right, Danny.
Ooh, I have.
We have a friend here.
Yeah, that's my buddy Francine.
Okay.
That's my God memorandum, my prayer buddy, my church buddy.
Okay.
She is just and she's been trying to get on she say, I've been trying to make that. She say, I'm gonna make it tomorrow, and here she is.
All right.
Yes. Yeah, we were together last night. I just want to say that I think these dates are so jam-packed with things. We had a church meeting last night, and then tonight I'm going to see Dionne Warwick. Let me tell y'all something. If y'all
Oh.
don't go see the legends while they are still performing, you
Mhm.
know, if you don't know, the OJs and Gladys Knight are on their farewell tour. This is it. If you don't see them now, you're not gonna see them no more because they are retiring from the stage.
Mhm.
And so, if you've had the opportunity to see either one of them, then you're good. So tonight I saw Johnny Mathis a couple of weeks ago. I'm seeing Dionne Warwick tonight, and just really, just to give honor where honor is due for the long careers that they have had. You know, hey, Dionne Warwick, I was singing Dionne Warwick and Johnny Mathis songs when I was a kid.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, so, and I know how old I am. Johnny Mathis is 86 years old.
Mm. Mm-mm.
Still sound like butter, you know, and it was just marvelous. So I am really excited about tonight.
Where's she gonna be at?
She's going to be at the music hall.
Oh.
Going to be at the music hall. So I won't be with you all tonight, but I'll be with you all this weekend at the festival. And I wanted to talk about the flyers, the handouts. If we had any handouts for the, you know,
They
as
should be
we
here today.
okay, walking around. So I'll be yeah, just let us know. And so yeah, it is a beautiful weekend. It is a beautiful time to be living. You know, every day is a beautiful time to be living. Living. And you know, I don't want to be dead while I'm living.
I know that's right.
I don't. You know how you see people and, you know, they say they just don't look like they're having any fun. They look like they're mad and or sad all the time. And of course, people go through some things. We really do. We do every day. You know, life and death situations, health issues, you know, we worried about our kids, you know, and no matter how old they get, they are still our babies. And we still are, I don't want to say worry, because worry is a different energy from concern. Yeah, we are concerned about them, that they're safe and that they're doing what they need to do to make themselves happy, because we can't make them happy. We can't make nobody happy. Hell, I'm just doing a good job trying to keep myself happy. So, you know, I'm doing the things that I enjoy doing. And over these weeks, you all have introduced me to some marvelous new things that I'm adding to my repertoire. So, you know, because they bring me joy. You know, that's what it's about. Can you bring yourself joy? And see, happiness is an external experience. Happiness is dependent upon what you're doing, who's doing it for you, maybe, when they're doing it. You know, if you bring me this, I'll be happy. If you do this for me, I'll be happy, and da 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 da. But joy is internal. And joy is the internal principle that no matter what is going on externally, nobody can steal your joy.
Nobody steal your joy.
Nobody can steal your joy. So I'm going for the joy in everything, that no matter, let me tell you something, it can rain and it can storm. I'm having so much fun up in my own house. You know what? Because I am not attached to the weather. I'm not attached to certain circumstances. Even with the political state as it is right now, baby, I wake up in joyous regard for everything, because everything has purpose, and I'm choosing joy.
Yeah.
It's a choice. I am choosing joy, okay? So our reading today, as we continue with our month of understanding, because above all else, get understanding. Ain't that what the Bible say?
That's what it say.
Above all else, get understanding. Okay. Oh, not to be understood, but seek to understand. All right. So I will gain more understanding when I realize, because we're talking about you, us, me. I am always in touch with all forms of life and those who have lived. All right. People never really die. They leave their bodies. They're in their physical existence in order to continue their spiritual journey in another form and on another plane. You have always existed. Before you got here, you chose to come on this plane at this particular time. And when your soul chooses to leave, you will go to your next leg of your journey. You will never not exist. Never.
But isn't that
Woo.
refreshing?
Isn't that refreshing? Somebody ought to just scream right now because
Yeah.
you will always.
Woo!
Woo!
Yeah, because
I'm
it's
telling
like
you.
when I think about my mom and my auntie, who's my godmommy, and
Yes.
my uncle, it's like they just moved to Alaska, and
That's it.
I mean, I'm not gonna see them unless I go I go physically to see them. And then
Yes.
depending on where you are spiritually, I mean, really,
Really.
really spiritually, you would be able to see their presence with you all the time, or whenever you
Absolutely.
want to see them, you can have that conversation with them. I mean, we talk to our loved ones and our friends, and like if I leave the cabinet open, Uncle Albie is going to say, close that damn
Close
cabinet,
that, right.
and so every time, and because he said it, and when I was little, and whatever way he said it, when I see that cabinet
You
open,
said that cabinet door, it brings him to
Uncle
mind.
Albie, okay, Uncle Albie.
Yes, absolutely.
But when when you really are sensitive to the spirit, and that being that you don't have any preconceived, you've let all that stuff go, and you just you exist with everything, and you understand that oneness that we have.
Yes.
Then yeah, they could be right to, yeah, he's sitting right there, just like when you see on TV and the person that they're talking to,
Absolutely.
nobody sees them but you.
But you, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Nobody
that's
feels
a
them
beautiful thing. Yes.
but you. And it's a
Yes.
beautiful thing.
Yeah.
I'm fortunate that I live in the house I grew up in. So periodically I can smell my mother's youth Dubai, her favorite perfume.
Yeah.
Or when something falls, a book can fall or something can fall off the wall. I say, okay, who is it? Mama, daddy, what y'all trying to tell me? Okay.
Yes.
I want to can I tell a brief story right quick about spirit?
Yeah.
I have an ancestral altar. And I have a friend who has the gift of sight. She talks to dead people all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so she called me one day and she said, your Willa Mae is talking to you. That was my mother's name. She said, Willa Mae is talking to me. I said, oh, what is she saying? What does she want?
Oh.
She said, is your altar clean? I said, well, you know what? Yeah. I said, but I probably could use a little attention. So she said, okay, because she's talking about some dust. And I said, okay. So I give my altar some attention, freshen. I always change the water, but I don't always change everything else. Mm-hmm. So I give it a little freshening up, I took care of the fabric and everything. Everything's cool. Maybe a month or so later, she called me. She say, did you take care of your altar? I said, well, yeah. She said, because Willa Mae is very upset. I said, what didn't I do? Yeah. She said, go over to the altar and tell me what you have on there. So I go ahead and I have pictures and I have a water fountain and I've got rocks and, a candle, earth, wind, and fire, all of that kind of stuff. And I had a little, I'm gonna show you what it looks like. It's one of those little urns, okay? Say hi to my daddy. This part of my daddy. Hey, Dad.
Hey,
so
Dad.
it was one of those little urns, right? However, it had a very dear friend of mine, his mother's ashes. So I say, I got Miss Christine's ass. She said, well, who is Christine? I said, well, that's my friend. She said, well, damn it, that's the doggone dust your mama's talking about. You ain't supposed to have nobody else on that altar but your relatives. Everybody else goes under the altar. I was like, oh my God.
Wow.
Oh my God. So my mama was speaking to somebody who could get me the message.
She ain't listening. Let me talk to somebody else.
Because, and then that's how, you know, you learn. Okay, I said, so let me acquaint myself fully with the protocol of an ancestral altar. Let me do that, okay? Because it's not just about, you know, it's about your relatives and your lineage. Now, you can honor other people, but they go under the altar if you have space, or they can go around it, but they cannot go on it. So I'm just grateful. Okay.
Yeah,
So
that's a good lesson.
oh yeah, yeah.
That, I mean, for us, you
for
shared that
us,
with us, because I had never thought about that anyway.
Yeah, I had never thought about it, but my mama was not pleased. And she said, this is dusty. And so it was those ashes that was the dust. I say, well, I just be doggone. Lord have mercy. Come on, spirit, talk to us, sister. Okay.
Wow.
And let me tell you something. You can't tell everybody that story. You know what? You be in mixed company and you be talking about that, and people be looking at you like, yeah. You really can't, because people don't understand that our people are still here, just like your uncle with the cabinet open. Every time I walk around the house and I don't have on some shoes, I can hear my Uncle Frankie saying, where your house shoes at, girl? Where your house shoes at?
Right.
That's my daddy. My daddy.
It was that your daddy, DJ?
Yes.
Yeah. Girl, where your house shoes, you know? And so if we welcome them in, and there's a book called Hiring the Heavens, put them on assignment, give them something to do. You know, we have legions. When I tell you, we have legions of angels willing to do our bidding, and we don't ask.
Yeah, right.
We don't ask. Okay? Because one day you're going to be an angel to somebody. One day somebody is going to say, you know what? Queen Aduni used to do da 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 da. Every time I go get my hair done, I think about her, because that's where your spirit is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And that can happen even if they're still here.
And they're still here, right?
I had to walk from downtown, or let's say I had the privilege of walking from downtown home when I went to see Heather, when she invited, they had something downtown, and she was saying that the DJ and dancing and stuff. So I had my husband drop me off, and I said, I'll get home. So I'm way over there at Grand River and way on the other side. And so I'm walking, I said, I'm just going to walk, because it didn't look like they were going to be leaving soon. I said, I'm just going to walk. And then I went to Harbor House. I said, I'll stop there, and then I'll go from there, get some rest, go from there and go on home. I got to like the last block or two, and I was just walking and walking, and my body was getting tired. This is what I said. You know how they say, what would Jesus do? I said, what would Nawili do? She would keep walking.
Yes.
Walk on.
Right. Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. They pull us forward. They assist us. They comfort us. They help us. They do all of that, even if they are still here. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pam.
Since we're talking on this subject, when Sheila and my mother passed, on the morning of her service, I asked her, I said, well, Mama, what should I learn from this experience? Because you're gone now. And she told me, she said, do not get stuck in this moment of pain. And so throughout the morning, she commenced to tell me, because she wanted me to share at her service. So I did. Well, now, when my aunt passed about 2 or 3 months later, on the morning of her service, she was talking to me. And I was supposed to get up and read the obituary. She said, they could read the obituary themselves. This is what I want you to say. I got up there and I told them, what my aunt, what she said. Now, when my aunt's husband passed on the morning of his service, I didn't see them, but when he passed, I saw him. And he was standing next to my aunt. And he pointed at her and he said what she said. So I just wanted to share that because I heard them and I saw them clearly.
Yes. Yes. Because all of us are channels. All of us are channels.
Yeah.
It's just that some of us are more willing channels than others.
Yeah.
And so when you can see, or when you can hear, or when you can smell, or whatever it is, you're just, an open vessel for spirit to come and bring you whatever it is spirit needs to bring you, even if it's just the joy of a whiff of your mother's perfume, even if it's just that joy. Okay. And so there's never a time when they're not going to be here, and there will never be a time when you won't be here either. Okay. So a person who has entered the realm of existence that we call death is never beyond your love. The thing we call death is not a cold or a dark or a frightening and cruel existence. It is an essential part of life that teaches us to believe in what we cannot see. Once you know a person, you will always know a person. Once you have loved a person, your love will keep them alive. Life continues after death as long as you remember the warmth of another's smile, the gentleness of their touch, the meaning that they brought to your life. In your remembrance of another, death cannot overtake life. Life simply changes in its form. When you spend time honoring the dreams of one who has changed, when you continually stand up for the things they believed in and doing the things you love to do together, you are saying, this life continues to touch my life. Stay in touch with your loved ones. Send them your love. Use the memory of your time together as motivation to keep moving and growing. Always remember to honor the special ways the one you knew and loved touched your life. Your remembrance offers them a victory over this thing called death. Until today, you may have misunderstood death. You may have been grieving or mourning the loss of a loved one, believing they were forever gone from your life. And there's a different energy between grieving and mourning. Grieving is a natural process. We are going to grieve those who were here and who are no longer here. Mourning has an extra added something to it of something that is regret. There's regret attached to it. Something you were supposed to do and didn't do, so you thought. Something you were supposed to say and didn't say, so you thought. Mourning has a different energy than grieving. Grieving is natural. Mourning is you're attaching some kind of expectation or regret to it. Okay? Until today, you may have understood death. You may have been grieving or mourning the loss of a loved one, believing that they were forever gone from your life. So now, just for today, can you be devoted to being a living reflection of the dreams and love you shared with someone who has passed on? Now, I don't know, that was the reading from Until Today for today. And I don't know who needs to hear that, but somebody needed to hear that life does not end. doesn't end.
Mhm.
Okay, it doesn't end, and we will get that understanding, when we begin to feel our people now. Okay, feel our people now. Now,
Mhm.
Wheelie, yes.
Okay, so I just want to share grieving mourning. My son, as I have shared with you guys, transitioned when he was 8 years old.
Mhm.
And one of the thing, a couple of things come to mind was the last time he was hospitalized. He was an avid reader. The discharge papers were in his lap, and we were going down the elevator full of people. And so he's reading the discharge papers aloud in the elevator. And he's like, well, it says terminal.
Hmm.
He said, what does that mean? You could have heard a rat pee on cotton.
I know.
Did
Oh my God.
nobody in that elevator, nobody in that elevator said anything.
Dang.
And so I'm thinking, okay, creator, if you got some words for me to say, you better tell
Yeah.
me what to say right now.
Yes.
Yes.
So I said, terminate means we're ending this relationship with this place. We come as our playground called Children's Hospital, and we're going to start something else. And I could hear the sigh in that
Ooh,
elevator. Everybody
yes.
going, I'm glad that woman says something, because
Something.
we can't say nothing. So when we
Wow.
got off the elevator, it was like a couple of weeks at home, and I said, well, I could feel him releasing his body tempo. And I said, what do you want to do? He said, I want to go to our favorite place we go during spring break. It was like a beach motel, Redondo Beach in Los Angeles. So it was this place called the Sea Sprite. So I booked a room. He said, make sure you bring some grits to cook. I mean, it was like he was giving me this playbook. And so at a point he said to me, while we were at the beach, on the beach, you can hear the water while we slept. I mean, it was very modest, but it was perfect. We always did it. He said, why did you decide to do? He said, no, you did nursing school, which I did as soon as he was diagnosed. I jumped in, I took the test, and I got a nursing school. I'm gonna tell y'all, and I don't use this word often, I hated nursing school.
Mhm.
I was not the nurse type. Doctor, surgeon, yes. Nurse, no way. But, and I had a realization why I did it. And so did he. And in that moment, he said, you did this because of me, didn't you? Well, our mother, we don't lie to our children. We might slip and slide. I said, you're right. I said, you're right. I did this because he said, I know why you did. He goes, but mommy, you're an artist. Promise me you will be an artist. You'll go to art school. He said, if anything happens. And then he said, because it feels different. And that experience at the beach, I watched him releasing his body. He was off of all the medications, so he was feeling it all. He was waking up in the middle of the night saying things like, I have to go, I have to go. And 2 days before he transitioned, I had to have a break. I left the house and I left him with one of my best friends. And when I came back, she looked like she had seen a ghost. And she said, he's been saying all day, there's a man at the door dressed in white. I have to go now. Put my Nike tennis shoes on. I have to go. And so she was just like, I don't know what to do. I gotta go. I can't do this. So what I realized at that point is, for 5 years while he was in treatments and whatever this whole process was with his health and well-being, I know what mourning is, because I mourned for 5 years. But to have the peace that now I was entering another stage, watching him go. And I'm gonna grieve. And I realized that was coming. And when we left the beach and came home and had that experience with my friend, I realized in the day before when we did a camp, we put up tents in the living room, because we did that a lot with sleeping bags, he and his brother and I. And so I was just watching his breathing change. I didn't feel I needed to call anybody, alert anyone else. I just needed to be with the experience. We said a lot of prayers. I said, do you want to go back to school? Do you want to play tennis? Some of his favorite things. No, mommy, I don't want to do that anymore. And as he was saying, no, he didn't want to do that anymore, I knew he was saying yes to his life continuing. So I was good. I was very good.
Yeah.
And the strength and the courage that I was given was through my spiritual community. It was very small at the time. Before I got to Agape, I was at a place called Inner Circle Church of Graduate Christians. So when I tell you we dug deep, dug deep. So they supported me through the whole process. And I remember when his breath started changing that evening before, and because I was in nursing school still, I was watching the breath just change and watching life. I was watching him be born again. It was like the first breath. And I was so grateful that his brother was there, because he saw his brother be born and his brother got to see him be born. That, I know y'all understand what I'm saying.
Oh, yes.
And so when he was taking those last seeming breaths into his next expression as life ongoing and eternal, which was, thank God, my belief and my knowingness at the time, it was so, so, so beautiful. It was a relief when I saw it just shift and change and the body just relax. There were tears, and I just started. I was praying every prayer I ever knew out loud, because in that moment, as he was lying in my lap and his brother was asleep beside us on the sleeping bag, I was like, and he's going to the next room. And so then his brother wakes up, and he's 4 years old. My son is 8. So he's like, well, what's happening with my brother? I said, well, your brother, he's going to another room and we might not see him all the time. So again, I'm asking Spirit to tell me, what do you say?
What to say?
And that's what came out of my mouth. This 4-year-old Gemini son says, well, does that mean he's not going to play with his toys? Can I have them? I was like, I think so. You can have all of his toys.
That's a 4-year-old. Yes.
That's a 4-year-old. But thank you for allowing me to joyously share with you guys. So that gives you an idea of, like Iyanla says, those pieces to my piece. Why I can stand here, why I can be joyous, why I can be quirky, why I can show up with the energy I show up, because that has been part of my journey in my life. And bless Fauna hearing this story, because Mosi, which is my son's name, was her ace boom coon. That was like her, they were tighter than tight. And I just love you, Fauna, for being there and being Mama Fauna to Mosi and loving him and letting him love on you. So thank you guys for letting me share.
Thank you, Nawa, sharing what you did.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. I want to go back to that moment on the elevator. Can you imagine all of those people who heard it, how many times they have relayed that story?
I know.
How many times that they talk about this little boy reading these papers and asking, okay, so what is terminal?
Yeah.
Now, I can only imagine. I'm sitting here and I'll never forget the story.
No, right.
Okay, never forget the story.
Mhm.
And so what you have gifted us today is a way to embrace death in a way that it doesn't have to be traumatic. It does. And I know that sometimes people die traumatically. So, but what you've given us is a way to have it be a compassionate thing.
Mhm.
Not only compassionate for the person, but also compassionate for ourselves, for ourselves. And I thank you. I thank you for sharing that with us. We have to know, and in terms of the book that we are reading now, the 4 Agreements, that we can agree in our spirit and in our soul that as transition comes, and this, let me tell you something, it's not going to stop. We're not going to be here forever. We're just not, And so as transition comes, we make an agreement with spirit that it's just another phase of the living, of the spiritual journey that we're all on. It's just another phase. It's just another phase. What helped me, and not only then, but now, when Sandy Hook happened, I literally could not breathe. And so I called one of my spiritual mamas and I say, I can't breathe. She said, what are you doing? I said, I was watching the news. The first thing she said was, why are you watching that? Number one.
Mhm.
And then the second thing she told me, she said, you have to know that before the bullets hit those babies, their souls were already gone.
Yes, yes.
And so it was at that point that I could literally breathe. I can literally breathe. So I take that always when there's a quote unquote tragedy, because we deem it that. Once we understand that everything is purposeful, we don't know what the purpose is at this point in time, and we don't understand God's way. But we have to know that there is a lesson, an awareness, there is something that we need to learn ourselves for what is happening. And so I just acknowledge you now, Willie. I just thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you, because I can't imagine losing my baby. I just, we cannot imagine that. We can't. But the order is God's order. We think the parents always ought to go before the children. Okay? Okay? But God got other plans. God got another plan. And your short timer, that's what they call them, those that leave early, 8 years old. Your short timer enriched your life so tremendously. And guess what? He's still enriching, because he just enriched all of us this morning. Okay?
Did he do it? Yeah,
He did. He did it. He did it. And that's how spirit works. That's how spirit works. Praise God. Hey, Pam, what you got for me?
Star. You had to speak into her.
Okay, Star. Okay. Okay.
Now, Willie, when you were telling that story, I heard the scripture where Jesus told his mother and father that I have to be about my father's business. And your son was telling God, when he said, well, it's time for me to go, he was telling God, I did what I came here to do. I told my mother that she needs to go. She should go and do what she needs and be what she needs to be. And so now I could come back to you. And when you, Danny, were talking about where the souls of the children were already gone, something that God showed me was that when Jesus was on the cross and they pierced his side his spirit was not in his body,
Yeah.
because pure love cannot be pierced.
Mhm.
So I said, well, if the spirit is not in the body, how does the body stay alive? And God said, he said, I'm God, I could do anything. And so I just wanted to share that with you now, Wheelie, that he did what he came to do.
Mhm.
And look at you now. You're very happy. You're joyful. You're one of the most joyful people I've known.
Mhm. Yeah.
Had you not did what your son told you to do, I can't even imagine where you would be right now. I doubt if we would know you, but I'm glad that you listened.
Asha.
Yes. Ooh.
You know, one of the other things is that I listened to Abraham Hicks, and one of the things that she was saying, or they were saying, was about who, now all of us can channel,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
but the one like Esther, is because she didn't have a lot of attachment, religion or anything attached to her. And so there was no, because like sometimes if God would come to us or speak to us and stuff, if it doesn't line up what's being said with like with what scripture backs that, or and you're just like, I know I heard this. You know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
when you just a vessel that, I mean, you may have some things are good, right and wrong, and some basic things, but when you're really caught up in religion, it's harder for the spirit to speak through you unless the spirit lines up with what, you know, I don't know if y'all get what I'm saying.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But a lot of people, well, they're special. No, they're not special. They're just more of an empty vessel and some of us have to rid ourselves of what we've learned all of our lives so that we can
Oh.
an empty vessel for God to speak through and not question, you know, how do you know it's what? I know I'm not speaking it, and it's not about hurting nobody. So this is what I'm getting.
Yes.
I just wanted to share that.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to say that, first of all, when we mentioned your mom and your aunt earlier this week, I woke up with them on my mind. I wanted to tell you that. And I remembered them because they reminded me of my mom because they were so sweet, and I love them. I love them to death. I love them. And when my dad died, when my parents died, each one, I cried a little, but it was because I didn't cry a lot because I took very good care of both of them. I did the best I could do. I was the best daughter I could be, and I knew that. And when my dad passed, we were living in my home on Forest, and my daughter and her then boyfriend, my grandson's father, were sitting in his bedroom, and we had lit a red candle. And my dad walked with a cane, and there was a pronounced, and it was very quiet. We heard him come back into the house. We all heard it. We looked at each other. And I said, "You hear that?" Okay. And so my dad and my mom comes to me in dreams, in seeing their favorite lottery numbers. And I had a service for my dad 3 months after he passed, and I didn't have a service for my mom because I didn't feel it was needed. And I released their ashes into the Detroit River a few years ago. Spirit told me, let it all go. The cute little urns and the rest of the ashes, just send it out. And that's what I did. And I have no from what you read this morning, Danny, I had to start writing because these are things I want to say to my daughter. Do, mourn, but don't stop living your life. She has a tendency to, right now, she's not doing what she needs to do to heal herself, really. And I realized I have to let go of trying to push her and just be me. But I don't want her to be stuck in the pain. I don't want her to be stuck in the pain.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't stuck in pain. With my parents, and you made me think I really got to put my altar in here somewhere.
It could be just it could be a little corner someplace. It doesn't have to be elaborate.
Yeah. I just, this day was right on. Because I keep telling her, I said, I'm gonna leave here one day. I said, don't keep all this stuff. All my stuff. Don't keep it. Don't keep it. Yes. I'm trying to get rid of as much as I can possible, but don't keep it. Keep what you will use. Please don't hold on to it because it was mine. Yes. When my parents left, I cleared out their room within the next 2 weeks. Gave the clothes away. I let it all go.
Yeah. We can be attached to things. We can be attached to things. And what I share with people in the grieving process, I don't want to hold on, because that sounds so desperate. I'm holding on to my mama's this and my daddy's that. Pick a piece. Pick a couple of pieces. Pick something that meant something to you, and cherish that. When we move all of mom and daddy stuff in our house, and we already got a house full of stuff, and now here's mom and daddy stuff in the house, and we holding on, and that's the, Spirit wants us to be free and light, and and so if you want somebody to have something when you die, give it to them now. And allow yourself to see them enjoy it while you living. You saying, oh, now when I die, you gonna get this and you gonna get that. Why we got to wait till you when you die?
And they're not even using it. They're not
using it, right? We are so attached to stuff, but if we could just release our attachment to that, I swear to God, the memory of what that one thing or those couple of things can give you, because now you have all of this space to enjoy it, is just tremendous. Just tremendous. Now, Willie.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Okay. Thank you guys for letting me talk again. Guess I'm kind of full this morning.
Come on with it.
So cool.
Come on.
A couple of things I want to say to Evelyn. Watching our young people, our young adults go through their pain, that suffering is for them. And I just, you guys have heard me share about my son, always in my heart. Can I pull him out of the hole? No. One thing I know, and I'm sure Queen Aduni, Star, everybody, Danny on the call would say, a mama's prayer. Just keep on praying.
Yes.
And just keep on praying and keep on knowing, and whatever you think you see, go to the highest version of what you really, really desire. And a lot of I realize with my son, as much as he's my son, I know was sent, who came here to teach me compassion, because when he was a little boy, he showed me a lot of things, but right now, that lesson has come back to kiss me in the face.
Yes.
Because I have to look at him with so much compassion, even when he's calling me a B and an MF and ranting and raving.
Yes.
Does it not hurt? Oh, it goes to my core. But what I know, the truth of him is not that character, that behavior that he's showing, or how he's not moving forward in his life, or doing what not Wheelie did when she was 30 or 40 or 50 now, or 60. Dang.
Mhm.
Dang. Okay.
I know. Go,
That
girl.
was that was
That's
a
right.
uh-huh.
Dude,
60.
we look good, girl. Come
Okay.
on
Hey.
Aduni, what just happened was
Right.
now. Woo! Girl, that was nothing but spirit. Okay.
okay.
Woo!
Like, woo. Okay.
Oh, come on. Yes.
Yes, I, you know, my love, my heart is with you. I feel you. We all feel you. You know, you are us and we are you.
Yes.
So, you know, please know that in your daily walk, you know, we got you. We definitely got you, you know. And the other thing I wanted to share was when my son transitioned, I had never been to a funeral, memorial service, or anything. So I was like,
What do you do? What?
I didn't know what to do. I just knew I don't do four walls. I don't like being closed in. So I knew it had to be outside, and that's really all that I knew. We got to have it outside. So my spiritual teacher, minister at the time, she had a huge backyard full of roses and all kind of wildflowers. That's where we had the service. And because, like I said, I'd never done it, so I'm reaching out to friends and they're telling me different things to do. And here goes all his stuff. Well, the toys that his brother didn't want, and the clothes. And plus we had through Make-A-Wish gone to the US Open a couple of months before. So he had tennis rackets, stuff that the McEnroe world-class player had given him rackets. So what I did is I put all that stuff in the casket. I was like,
wow.
as much
Awesome.
as they would let me put it, I just put it in the casket because that did not belong to me at all. And so when it came to music and the order of the service, and you know, I'm pretty, like I say, quirky and eclectic. I want to do it. I don't want nothing to match. I want it like I mean, that's just how I roll. So the song the Spirit gave me, and I want you guys to listen to this song today. And if you want to cry, please let it roll. It is called Freedom, and it's by the Pointer Sisters. And if you've never heard this song, please listen to that song today and listen to the lyrics. It's when Spirit gave me that song, I felt like easy breezy. I know it's gonna be okay. It's just so powerful, the lyrics and the message that it brings to us about releasing.
Yes.
And there's probably one other thing. Oh, and then the last thing I say, I'm not going to talk no more. The last thing I want to say, he was going to a private school, and it only went up to second grade, which was the grade he was in. So for a lot of the children at the school, a classmate dying at age 8 was just like, it riddled the school.
Absolutely.
So at the graduation, the principal of the school got well, first of all, a friend had written a poem in DC. The children in the class learned all the stanzas. At a point in the service, the principal, founder of the school, got up and said, I have to stop the celebration because there's a higher celebration I want us to embody. One of the second graders classmates. My son's name was Mosi Kwabena, transition, and I want to speak on what this means. She said, when the creator said, who wants to come? It's a short-term assignment. He said, I will go. He
Wow.
said, this is the principle. I've never had this conversation with her. Here we are at the graduation, room packed full of people, loved ones. He said, I will go. She said, the creator said, you'll only be there 8 years. This is your mother. He came, he said, I will go. He took the assignment. And when it's time to return, he's returned. She said, this young man was the closest to, she used the word perfect person she had ever met in his 8 years on the planet. And she wanted everyone to know that he came here to teach us to love and to love unconditionally. At that point, you know, we had to stop the graduation because I was crying, everybody was crying. I mean, it was just like the kids were all hugging each other, running over to me, hugging me. But that moment where we really got a gift in all of that was such a blessing. And I got why I was his mother. I got why that my other son is his brother. I got why he was a tennis player on his way to play his first tournament, but couldn't because of what he was going through physically. But chose at any given time when he's in the hospital to hit on the wall with his tennis racket and a ball and an IV in his arm. I got it. And I got his younger brother being that child that was brought to me to teach compassion. Even in his teaching compassion, because we need to be compassionate with him. He needs it more. We teach what we get. You know how we do it, y'all. We teach underwater basket weaving.
That's right.
Because we got to learn how to breathe underwater.
That's right.
We do that. Yeah. So
we teach what we need to learn.
Yes, we do.
We do.
And even with my youngest son, I get that in a building we lived in, 2 older white women came up to me one day and they said, "Is that your son?" I said, "Yeah." They said, "One day we were somebody was crying and he said, 'What's wrong?' He actually came in our house and said a little prayer with us, told us better because somebody was sick, and he was a little boy." That's the power that we know each one of us has.
Yes.
When we have what it is we are to share and, share with each other and to share it freely. So, I just did my first sermon with y'all. Thank you very much.
The collection around.
That's right. Who got the plate? Okay, wait a minute. I got a hat. Okay, we can pass the hat. But what I'm really, really clear about, and the beauty of these Fridays or whatever it is, oftentimes we have a schedule because we do have a speaker, but most of the time, sometimes the reading will take us onto a direction where Spirit says somebody or everybody needs to hear this.
Yeah.
This needs to be said. It needs to be said by Nawili. It needs to be heard by Evelyn and Deetra. You see what I'm saying? It needs, so when I say everything is always in divine order.
Yeah.
There are no mistakes. So I appreciate you. Now, can I ask you a question? I want to ask you a question now, Willie. Have you placed your son on assignment? Okay. He is an angel. He's been in the angel realm for some time now. Have you placed him on assignment? Okay. So what have you given him to do?
I have asked him to be the guardian around his brother.
Okay.
And so in the way that I know that he has shown up for his brother because of some of the things that his brother has shared with me.
Yes.
I placed him on a deep assignment one day when I was in a relationship with a brother years ago and feeling that space of unhappiness and finding a hard time to pull up the joy some mornings. I asked him to be a guardian of where my next abode should be, because I knew it was time to leave there. And the way that show, I remember sitting in my chair that I braided hair. I remember sitting there and saying, Mosi, I need you.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, hey,
You
we
can, I can't
yeah.
hear you. Let me
You
figure
can't
that
hear
out.
us. Okay.
Hang
All right.
on.
Oh, okay.
Hey, everybody, I can't hear you, but hey,
Oh, okay.
we were gonna make it happen. If you didn't mind having me in my workout gear, I said we gonna make it happen.
Okay, that's our
Hey,
speaker
hang on, I
today.
gotta figure out why I
Okay.
can't hear you.
All
But
right.
she can't hear us. She can't
okay.
hear us.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
So I remember asking him as I sat in the chair, it's like, I know it's time to transition.
Does the
this
person
situation.
have
Hold
the
on.
person that's in control of the meeting? Because I can't hear you guys. Do they have me muted? I'm unmuted on this side. No?
No.
All right.
Maybe at the
My
top
mic is
on
on.
yours.
Oh.
Is there something at the top of your screen that has the little audio thing?
She can't hear us.
Can't hear us.
Oh, that's
Can we
right.
type something in the chat for her to read?
Yeah.
I don't know what to type. She can't hear us. But even if I said she can't hear us, what do I tell her?
She should come out and come back in.
Okay. Okay.
If she reads it.
Okay, she's doing something.
Yeah, it looks like she's probably.
Now, can you put her on mute, Sheila?
Yes, I can. Mhm.
Okay. And so now Willie can finish her. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So I'm sitting in the chair and asking for some guidance to my next perfect dwelling place. And so my customer the next day sits in the chair. She's from Chicago. I'm in LA. And she's talking about her life and they're getting ready to go to Europe and live for a couple of years. And she said, you know what? I'm just in need of someone to house sit for me for a couple of years. Do you know anybody? That I'm that body. So she says, here, this is the address. The key will be under the mat. I drive to the area. It's a historic area in Los Angeles. And the key is under the door and it looks like a mini mansion. I kid you not. It had a maid's quarters. It had, you walked in spiral staircase, wood floors, wood paneling everywhere, like 5 bedrooms, swimming pool, 2 years for free. Which
Come on now.
is transitioned into there.
Yes.
So yes, I do.
Yes.
I do use him. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you for bringing that to mind.
And
Yeah.
that's what hiring the heavens look like.
Mhm.
When our people transition, they're not gone. They're not gone. It takes 90 days for a spirit to appear in their next assignment. 90 days because they're traveling. You know what? Their spirit is getting used to being in another form. You know, they got, so now they're baby angels. Okay, they're babies. Just like we came in as babies. So they're going off to their next assignment as babies. And so we have to give them an opportunity to adjust or whatever it is, but baby, them 90 days. You know, when you got a new job, they give you 90 days before you get some benefits.
Insurance.
Okay, some assurance of some 90 days, right? They give you, because they want to see what you got, if you a good fit or whatever. So 90 days is you, and then on that 90th day, have an assignment for them. I got a parking angel, a household salvation angel. I got household repair angels. Baby, I'm putting my people on assignment. Okay. And so, and they already know when it's, whatever I'm facing or whatever it is, they know when to step up because they see what I'm going through. Okay. So yeah, put them on assignment.
Danny, before we go to the next to our guest,
Yes.
I just want to say that to Mama Evelyn, yeah, you when you first started talking, you were speaking not, but you were speaking about your relationship with your mom and your dad, right? And how when they left, you were at peace with it because you knew you were the best, you were good, you was a good girl, right? You might want to tell your daughter you are pleased with her. And I don't know why the grieving or whatever is, it might be her, I don't know who that is or whatever, but if it's with you, if it happens to be with you, I had my son when he started working at the shop with me, and we would drive somewhere and we would just talk. And then we'd get home and we were still talking. I would take off driving again. We just keep on riding. Well, one day we pulled up and I was led to let him know that he is in the position that he is because he has started taking care of the shop, that it was not because he was my son, that you have earned being doing what you're doing in this position of leadership. And it just seemed like it just relief. You know how some people say, I don't want to just do it just because it's yours. You know, I want to get it on my own. And so I let him know how pleased I was with who he is and what he's doing, so that, and to let him know it is not because you are my son that you're in this position. It is because of who you've been being and who you are in and of yourself and your personality and your skills and your integrity with me. So it might be just that, you just never know when someone just needs to have that acknowledgement of being acknowledged of how wonderful they are and how you think of them. So if there is any of that, because you said that's why you were at peace. And you didn't, you grieved, but you didn't mourn. It was at the order of it. Grieving is
Grieving is natural.
natural.
Grieving is the natural process. Mourning has some type of pain attached to it, regret or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So just let her know, just in case. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's food for everybody. That's food for everybody. Ladies.
Yay.
This, can you hear us? Can you hear us now?
Yes, ma'am. I got it. Yes, ma'am.
All right, ladies, look at here. I'm about to introduce somebody who, and I please forgive me, Asha, because I told her 8 to 10 and she was under the assumption it was in the PM. So she, and I begged her forgiveness because I was not clear. See, that's when you know you need to be very clear about information that you relate to people. Okay. So that there is an understanding and everybody is on the same page. All right. And it's just a little thing like AM and PM that that can set you in a whole nother direction. But I am just so excited because she said I was texting her and she say, oh, I can make it happen. Let me readjust and I can make it happen. So I honor you and I thank you so very much, my very, very dear friend. This woman right here is a force of nature to be reckoned with. Okay. I remember, if you remember me telling you the story about her discipline system or whatever it is, and I want you to kind of touch on that, Asha. But her accomplishments are so, look, the biography is so long. And so, in just her short period of time, her book is entitled How I Retired at 26. Okay. So, there's a lot, but for so long, she had a real idea and a knowledge of who she was at a very early age. And she came to my recollection by a friend of my daughter's, and they are cousins. And so and she showed up as, I say, people show up at my house and they never leave. Well, she's one that has never left, and I ain't trying to let her go, okay? But she is an amazing lecturer. She is an awesome writer. She is a beautiful spirit, just effervescent and alive and beautiful. And I don't care what this biography says. She is truly the representation of who God is. And I am just so happy that she said yes to be with her on Passion Fridays. And some of you, I don't know if you know Asha, but if you don't, I am just introducing you to one of my favoriteest people. Yep, I said it. I don't even know if favoriteest is a word, but I am introducing you to one of my favoriteest people, Asha Tyson. Let me tell you how special she is. I have a line of t-shirts called Just Do You Boo. She got the very first one. She got the very first one. So so let you know how special she is to me. And so Lily has to go. Have a good day, Lily. So I introduced to you my dearest friend, Asha Tyson.
Oh,
Wait,
I
wait, wait,
know,
wait.
right? Huh?
Excuse me, Miss Tyson.
Yes, ma'am.
Before you start, I have to say that your smile, if I was
Oh,
walking down the street and I was sad and you smiled at me like that,
Mhm.
that would brighten my whole world.
Yes.
I just had to say that.
Yes.
thank you so much, sis. I
Yes.
appreciate you. I do. And Danny, you already know. You already know I love you. Danny, don't you make me cry this
I
morning.
know.
Don't you make me cry. I love Danny. I do. I love Danny because she's authentic. I think you guys know this. You know it. If you've worked with her on any level, you know she's authentic. You know that she has just a transparency without even opening her mouth. And I'm just grateful to know you. I'm just grateful to know you.
Thank
Ladies,
you.
I was thinking about you. And I was thinking about what's the best way I can serve today. Danny tells me it is Passion Friday. And I think about the word passion. And I think about where in my life have I won and how much of a role has passion played in that winning. So when I really stripped it back, what I came to was that I built out of my wounds initially, and that wasn't a bad thing. So rather than talk about how you're supposed to just be motivated, always motivated, and just do what you're supposed to do, sometimes we just don't have it like that. Sometimes it's hard to get out of bed. Sometimes it's difficult to not compare yourself. I mean, if we're being real.
Yes.
And sometimes it's hard to overcome the guilt when you ate more than you knew you should have, but you wanted it and it was bigger than you. And then you start all over again, then you fall down again, and you start all over again and you fall down again. And how does that not have an impact on your ability to be passionate about anything? So we're going to use that. We're going to use the wounds. Believe it or not, ladies, anger is a really good motivator. The good book says, be angry, but sin not. So how do I do that? Because what I'm starting to think now is that if I'm allowed to be angry, but I shouldn't sin with it, what should I do with it? So that's where I get, maybe I should draw some passion from there. When I can't get anything from the outside. You know, Sister Star says that my smile would cheer her up. But what if didn't nobody smile at us today? Can we pull something from within? And what if all we have access to in that moment is being ticked off about the last moment? So then, building passion and momentum and grace and productivity from a wound of anger is what I want to talk about. So what are you angry about when you're angry? Because I believe it is a telltale sign. I believe that it is a indicator of where you can make a difference for yourself and others. Sometimes I believe that God allows us to be angry about a thing so that we'll fix it, so that we'll repair, so that we will bring forth solution. And only we can do it because we're passionate about how that went bad. You know, there's that passion again. No, he don't talk to me that way. Well, I'm passionate about being spoken to with respect. So maybe what I need to do is put a seminar together on how to speak with integrity and with diplomacy and with wit and with grace. Maybe that's where I can pour all of that anger. I wrote a book. I did not publish this one yet. I wrote a book because one of the things that made me angry was bad service at a restaurant. This was long before the pandemic. Bad service at a restaurant bothers me because I think dining is very spiritual. What I am consuming, what I'm taking into my body, for me is very sacred. Who I'm dining with, breaking bread with, is I think it's a sensitive matter. And so I can't have you mad and slinging my food and didn't want to be here and forgetful and just not doing it with excellence. Yes. And it used to make me angry, and I'm sitting here angry. But then that turned into, what can I do with this anger that's productive, that can help myself and others? So I started writing a book, 50 ways to improve your tips. So the whole time I'm waiting on bad service that's slow, I would only work on this book when I was getting bad service. That's what the rule I gave to myself. Now I'm sure that the passion, that the anger is being directed and channeled in the proper position. I don't work on this book when I'm experiencing joy. I don't work on this book when I'm with family and friends and having a good time. I work on this book when they making me wait for my lemonade. I am working on this book when they're making excuses about why the steak is overdone. And what it does is you now have a KPI, a key prediction indicator. You now have a KPI for how you regulate your own emotional mastery. And you're doing so with grace. You've not lost yourself. Your anger should be expensive. Don't just lose it on anybody. Your anger should be expensive. Expensive meaning I've learned to tailor it in a direction that serves me and others. I've learned. Look at her. Look at her.
Oh, girl. Come on.
Look at Sister Griffin on the floor. Get paid to get angry, ladies. Get paid.
That's right. Get paid to be. That's right.
Get paid to get angry. Get paid to. Even sadness can develop a sense of passion. Even a sadness can do it for you. Maybe that can generate. I'm sad about what? One of the things that I will tell you that's an overall umbrella, that if you always believe this, you'll find that spark in whatever feeling you're experiencing. And that is to know you are not alone. I don't care if you're sitting there by yourself. I don't care if you're in a room and all you can hear is your own toenails growing. And it feels so I'm in my solitude, Billie Holiday says. But there are nearly 7 billion other people on the face of this earth. And I promise you, one of them, at least one of them, has felt what you're feeling. From that, if you can be charged from that, it becomes then not motivational mumble jumble, but empirical data. I have proof that there is something I'm to do with this other than let it eat me alive.
Yeah,
Woo.
yeah,
Yes, say that.
yeah.
Woo, baby. Okay.
Mm.
I'm
Eat
to
me
do
alive.
something with this.
Mm.
When I came on the line, I heard some of the sisters talking about grief. That's yet another feeling.
Mhm.
No guilt in that. Grieving's normal. I heard my Dr. Stillwell say it. Grieving's normal. Not only is it normal, it's necessary.
It's necessary.
It's necessary to outpour your heart with a return of love as a result of what you immediately perceive as a loss. But anything that is removed, emptied, taken away, it's making room for something to be filled, something to be fixed, something to be replaced. And it may not be the same, but it will be equivalent different. When you grieve and you release, you then have left room now for something else to feel. And you get to choose what that is. You can choose that to be joy. You can choose that to be a replacement of another grief that's gone on too long that you didn't grieve. But the bottom line is you now have new space to do some new things that will elevate you and others, because that's always what it's about. How do I heal myself and others? How do I give to myself and others? And how do I do that better than I did yesterday? One day at a time. When I was a little girl, I thought that was the most stupid song I'd ever heard in my life. One day at a time. How do you not do it one day at a time, I thought, as a little girl. Oh, but did I get it as I got older? Oh, did I get it as I got older? I got it. The reason as a child, and I thought through this, the reason as a child I didn't get that song is because children live in the moment. They live in the present. So I'm in the present going, how do I not do it one day at a time? I'm not thinking about tomorrow, I'm thinking about today. But when you get older somewhere, you lose that. And you're borrowing from tomorrow's sunshine. And you're worried about next week and what could be and worry. Children don't worry. You know, we're worried about things. And Lord, bring me back to the moment. Bring me back to the present. Put me back in my body and let me enjoy today's rain, today's sunshine, today's blizzard. Today. You know, yesterday's gone and I may have jacked that up. Yesterday's gone and I may have jacked it up. I may have made bad decisions. Maybe I did have a coney dog. You know, maybe I did. And tomorrow's not promised to me. Right now, it's just in my imagination. It's just a block on the old school calendar you get for free from the drugstore. That little block is tomorrow's date. That's not promised. That's not real. All that's real is now. Not even today. Now. Now is real. What can I do now with who I am now? Because who I am now is good enough to get me to the next. I can get passionate about that.
Yes.
I can get passionate about it. I got everything I need right now. Right now, everything I need. Okay, what if I don't? I hear you, Dr. Asha, this is sounding good, but I don't necessarily feel like I got what I need. Okay, let's talk about it. So when you're cooking something, ladies, I've just recently learned to cook and I've learned to love it. I didn't like it before and I had no idea why people wanted a kitchen in their home at all. I thought that could be space better served somewhere else. But I get it now. You know, we understand things better by and by.
By and by.
Tomorrow.
Get it now. I want a beautiful big kitchen. They can get bigger and bigger now. I'm good with it. All the storage space. Oh yeah, I get it. When you're trying to prepare a meal, and maybe you want to try a new recipe, something you've not made before, you find a good recipe. I think I want to try this. When you don't have everything you need, what do you do about it? Go to the store. You figure it out. You ask somebody. It is no different when you're building and stacking on being your better self. So where's the store? The store is in your prayers. The store is in your meditation. The store is in your affirmation. The store is in your journaling. It's all in there. You got the answers. He gave you what you needed. The question is, when you bought the blender and you wanted to know how to use it, did you consult the manufacturer? Sometimes we look out, sometimes we're looking here. I heard my Dr. Stillwell say that I learned at an early age. It was really because I knew I didn't know anything, that I was on this quest to understand. And the only thing I knew is that I was here. You know, I get that in Color Purple. I'm here. Oh, I get it. I'm here. And that in and of itself is enough to know I ought to be. Now from there, what do I do with it? I'm here. He made me, thought it was a good idea. Somebody smarter than me and you thought it was a good idea that I be here. Now, if I don't know anything beyond that, that's enough to want to know something more. Are you with me in that moment? Sometimes that's all you got. I'm laying here in this bed and I'm here though. I may not be vertical yet. I may still be horizontal. I'm here and I'm horizontal. But the first part is I'm here. So I added 2 and 2, ladies. I added 2 and 2. I'm here with Psalms 23. And only the first 3 words. You don't have to read beyond that, really. I'm here plus the Lord is. That's all right there. That's all right there.
That's all right there.
And it goes on, my shepherd, I shall not want, he make it for me till, we can go on.
Yeah.
But I'm here and the Lord is. And sometimes that's all you got. And sometimes
that's all you need.
That's all you need. That's all you need. I am here. So people ask me, how did you have so much self-esteem? I said, because I looked around, I figured out we were all in the same boat. They didn't have any better information. They didn't have any access to any more information than I had. We're all here trying to figure it out. I am here, they are here. That makes us equal. By the way, that's what it means by men are created equal. We all got the same 168 hours in a week. What separates us in terms of social economical status and whatnot is how we use those hours. But other than that, we got access to the same stuff. The question is, did you do the other side of the equation? The Lord is.
Yes.
Now, what didn't I ask him? So I just did it like a NutriBullet, ladies. You get a NutriBullet, you want to know how to use the thing, you do what? Consult the manufacturer. They made it.
That's
They
right.
ought to know the ins and the outs. They know how to maintain it. They know how to get the best use out of it. They know the extent and the maximum potential of it. I thought the first thing I could do if I knew nothing else was consult the manufacturer who made me. What did you have in mind? Because clearly the things that I was thinking didn't work out because I drew knucklehead right there. And so, you know what? I surrender all. I tell you what, I drew knucklehead. I gave these people my skills and gifts and all this kind of good stuff at this job. And they didn't get me. Beyonce gets me though. She say they won't break my soul. They will not break my soul. Beyonce gets me. And they're gonna break my soul. So Lord, I let somebody scar my soul. I let somebody take too much. They sipped out of my cup and left their germs behind. I didn't give from the saucer like I was supposed to. I didn't ask you if I should have loaned them the money. I just thought I was doing a good thing. And they said they needed it. And they told me they was gonna give it back. And I did all that and some more. I know, I'm talking about me. I know y'all didn't do this.
No.
I'm talking about stuff I did. It becomes a time that you say, well, I clearly didn't have the best wisdom in that scenario. I'm not going to beat myself up over it because I am still here, which means he's got use for me and he's not giving up on me. And he believes there's still some more in me to do. Oh, well, I'm not going to quit. You didn't quit. I didn't quit. We in this fight together. My creator believes in me. I'm going to get up again. So I start the next day and I'm not vertical. I'm horizontal and I got to try it again. I get up and what do I say? I say, thank you, because I get another shot.
Yes.
I got another shot.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What can I do this time not to mess it up? What can I do this time? So a little bit more and more every single day. Ask him more and more. Show me the way. What did you want me to do with it? You give me this big mouth clearly. You didn't design me to be quiet. More than all, because you gave me this big mouth. So you got me saying something for myself and others. Right? So passion, I want to go back to it. Never really left. Passion then may be overrated from the perspective that we've been taught it's supposed to mean. Maybe passion is just you putting 2 and 2 together. I am here and the Lord is. And I can derive something from that. Because with him, I am more than enough. I get excited about that. You know, it's that other song. You go back to the song, right? We always go back to music. What a friend we have.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, did I really talk to that friend or did I just hope things got better? Did I really, really seek out some information? Did I really do the 411? Or did I come a running with my hair on fire with the 911? Did I ask, should I loan this? These are your resources, Lord. You gave me this brain. You gave me these skills. You gave me these abilities. You've given me the usage and activities of my limbs. What did you have in mind for this individual? There was a lady once, actually it was my aunt, and she asked me to loan her $10,000. And I wanted my aunt's approval. I wanted my aunt to love me. So I got an ink pen and I started to write a check, and then it hit me. This ain't your money. Just like that. Not this isn't your money. No, this ain't your money. This ain't, I gave you this money. I blessed you. I taught you. I allowed you to learn. And you've not asked me a thing. You writing a check big like you got some power. It hit me. So I'm thinking, Now I thought I was here by myself, but it just dropped so clear. What are you doing? The same God that gave you the 10 grand can give it to her. She didn't ask for it. She didn't work for it. She didn't cry for it. She didn't serve for it.
Ooh, Lord.
People will give you money all day long if you just solve a problem. Did she solve enough problems, or is she just begging? And I think I know best, right? So I'm gonna help her out. Ooh, I got chastised real big on that. How am I more giving than her creator? I need to get out of their business is what I need to do. He doing something with her. He working with her. And I'm in the middle.
You in the way.
I'm in the way. Trying to be a savior, Dr. Stillwell. He don't need me. It's all level at Calvary. He didn't need me. So when I started to see it that way, it became easier not to be used. I didn't walk away feeling used and abused because what I realized is I had participated in it.
Come on now.
You cannot hand the abuser whatever they're hitting you with. Here, borrow my back. You can't hand the abuser the back and then be mad that they used it.
Oh, gosh. Help me, Lord.
Oh my goodness. I'm going to tell you, ladies, you can get passionate about being simple in your life. Very, very simple, organized thinking. It came down to just me and God in my nakedness in my soul, with it hanging open in the midnight hour. That's enough. That's enough. Dr. Stillwell wants me to talk a little bit about my discipline. So I had created this program where if you're not careful, you'll get spoiled. As God starts to bless financially and you know you can buy what you want to buy, should you? Or do you still need some restraints of some kind, some discipline of some kind? So I needed discipline. So I decided that I was going to make it tangible. So I got a plastic box and I bought some poker chips and I wrote denominations on the poker chips, meaning this one's worth 5, this one's worth 10, kind of like our money. I turned it into currency, the poker chips, 5, 10, this one's worth 100 points. And then I made a list of all the things that I needed to do that would move the needle. And I'll talk about moving the needle, moving the needle. These are high value, quality activities that you can engage in that you know will change your life. Every single person within the sound of my voice knows exactly what you got to do that would catapult you to a whole nother level. Every person within the sound, you know exactly what you got to do. You know exactly what it's going to take. It's the discipline that we lack. We know exactly what to do. We know what to eat. We know what not to eat. We know what to say. We know who is feeding our soul. You know what friend you need to quit talking so much to. You know which one. You're still picking up the phone and answering my call. You know which one doesn't feed your soul. You know, yeah, but you know, I'm trying to, at what cost? Trying to blank, at what cost? Whatever the blank is, whatever you're trying to do, at what cost? So I came up with this system because I didn't want to be somebody who had become spoiled in my adulthood. I didn't want to spoil myself. I needed constraints of some kind. So unless I'm doing a needle moving activity, I can't do certain things. So if I wanted to go on a cruise, it costs more than money. I couldn't just use the money because I had that by that time. So I said, no, this is going to cost something else. This is going to cost something I've been procrastinating on. This is going to cost me writing an article for so-and-so. This is going to cost me serving this organization. This is going to cost me being with this friend and finding out what the needs are there and giving from the saucer. This is going, so I'm going to put a chip in this basket, in this box. I'm going to drop a chip in as I earn it. So I assigned all high value activities to a number of chips. So if I wanted to go on a cruise, that might cost me 3,000 chips, not dollars. I had to have the chips first. 3,000 chips. So how do I earn up on my poker chips? You earn up on your poker. I got poker chips for praying. Y'all should have seen my prayer life go up. And so that it wasn't a popcorn prayer. Oh, I created such boundaries. It couldn't be a popcorn prayer. It had to be 15 minutes minimum. Spend some time with the creator for 15 minutes. Is that really too much to ask? Mama was in labor longer than that, just getting me here. And I couldn't spend 15 minutes with him. So 15 minutes, and that wasn't a high value either. That might earn me about 10 poker chips.
Mhm.
Just 10. So I got to do a whole lot of praying to get this cruise. I better see what else I can do. So I got to see what else I can do. What else could I do? Keeping my laundry up. Believe it or not, keep it there for years. I could afford a housekeeper and didn't hire one because I wanted to stay humble. I wanted to clean the toilet. Remember where I was. Remember who I was. I didn't want to buy into something else. I wanted to remember to stay in my body. You can clean a toilet. It only takes a few minutes. That's what I told myself. That's what I told myself. Now I no longer clean my toilets, but I do clean the toilets at the church. I'm not saying that's what you have to do. What I am saying is what you have to do is be good to yourself, good enough to get to know you, know where you need the discipline, and then set yourself up for success. It becomes easy to be excited about the mundane when the mundane is what you're grateful for. Somebody once told me, they're like, oh, as though it was a bad thing. Oh, you're excited over just the little things. I said, what else is there?
Yes.
What else is there?
What else is there?
Our lives are a accumulation of what? Little things.
Little things.
You don't graduate. So I got a PhD. Dr. Stillwell was there. And that was one moment in time, wasn't it, Dr. Stillwell?
Yes, yeah.
It took 30 minutes.
It took 30 minutes, yeah.
30 minutes is all. We don't live for those moments. It's the journey. We didn't live for that. That's all we got right there together, didn't we? Dr. Stillwell, he called me Dr. Tyson. It took us 30 minutes. We were all gone.
Mm-hmm.
What is the real substance of life?
Yes.
It's when you started out, not
Horizontal.
And I get up and I try it again because he said, you got another shot.
You got another shot.
I'm passionate about that. And I still got my 2 and 2. I am here. And the Lord is.
Mm.
That happened way more often than the 30 minutes we shared, and they called me doctor.
Mm.
So we have to find the passion in the smallest of moments. That is where the real sweetness of life lies.
Mm.
And even when it's not sexy, like, the PhD, the 30 minutes, those are the sexy moments, right? That was sexy. But on a daily basis, that ain't the sexy part.
Mm.
So we have to find a kind of stability that will allow us to stay anchored and moving forward realistically and not off the hype. Not off hype. I'm here today and I'm in this moment. And what joy can I experience in this moment? I can do something that makes me proud of myself right now. And the one thing I can do right now is call a friend and apologize that I didn't call sooner. Mm-hmm. What I can do right now is take egg off the face of someone who I know has the best heart and figure it out and make it work, even though they meant egg and they said pea.
That's right.
You can show up and you can just make it work. She let me off the hook. She did. She said, my mistake, maybe we can do it next Friday. And I said to myself, you know, maybe we can do it this Friday. You make a small sacrifice and you can make your sister have it the way she saw it. Just make a tiny sacrifice and it'll be all right. It'll be all right. I say, if they'll take me in my workout clothes, I'm glad y'all not even behind the workout, because I didn't shower behind the workout. I can't promise you I'm smelling the best, but I definitely was gonna make it happen. I'll shower the moment. I had to get it in, y'all. I had to get it in. I got it. And
Well,
I got
I
it in
tell you.
today. I got it in today. I didn't get it in yesterday. I got it in today. And I may not get it in tomorrow, but I got it in today and I'm proud.
Yeah.
All right, I'm done. I'm not gonna talk to y'all all night.
Baby, look at here. Oh God. I need to apologize again, because you know how I love calling you doctor. We love calling each other doctor. And I neglected to say Dr. Asha.
Oh, no, that was fine.
And I know you didn't take it that way, but
I didn't think anything. I didn't even notice.
I know, because you're my friend and you love me and I love you so. And you gave us who and what for today, baby. And
yes, you did.
Grateful. And
yes,
I thank you. And I want to get some questions in real quick. And Star, come on, boo. Woo. Unmute yourself.
I don't have a question. I do have a statement.
Okay.
Because I feel like you, Miss Tyson, just gave us the introduction. So I know there's a lot of chapters up here in that book. Ooh. So I do hope and pray that you're able to come back again, you know, whenever they, you know, the host.
I am at Dr. Stillwell's mercy, whatever she wants.
Now that you know what time.
Now that you know what time, right?
Next week?
Yes.
Next Friday?
That's right.
That's right.
I know, right?
We can have a full course meal, right?
I mean, that was so good. Look at here. I got a towel today that was so delicious.
Oh, what a towel.
And
yeah, because she's just getting up, you know.
Oh, she
was horizontal. She's just getting up, you know. So now,
honey. I want, thank you, Star. I want Dietrich, before I call on you, I just want to say KPIs. Oh my God. Key prediction indicators.
Yes.
Key prediction indicators. Let me tell you what took me out. Borrowing from tomorrow's sunshine. Oh my God. Borrowing from tomorrow's sunshine, baby. Oh my God. Oh my God. And then so rich, so rich. I am here. The Lord is. Oh my, can you just salivate with just this deliciousness? Oh my God. And the store, what the store is your prayers and your affirmations and your meditations and your askings. You have not because you ask not. Oh my God. Oh, woo, I'm just going to hold my head up on my neck. Come on, Dietrich.
Oh my goodness. First of all, I want to say thank you so much, Dr. Asha. I truly been to church this morning. This is great.
Hey,
I had a hallelujah moment. It's been great. And I wanted to know, what are the names of your books? I would love to.
It's interesting. I only have written one book, and yeah, it's so interesting you would say that, because a friend of mine asked me last night. He said, you really just, you only wrote one book. I said, yeah, there it is. I said, yeah, I wrote one book and I'm kind of doing the Jay-Z. I'm still living off of what I produced in the 90s. So I heard him say that. I thought, oh, that's good. I got to share that. So that is my book. But I also do have, and if you ladies would like it, I will send you a link so that I can send it to you. Don't get it from Amazon because you won't have it signed. It won't be signed. And I would also want to drop something else special for you. So what I will do is I will provide Dr. Stillwell with the link where you would get the book. It would be signed to you. And I want to give you something special as well. Something, just drop it in, something special. But also, I just released my Money Magnet Mentoring Program. It is a monthly program that teaches financial literacy. I'm taking you all the way from what is your money mindset and do you have any money blocks that you weren't aware of that hinders you from moving forward, all the way to understanding stocks and how to invest if you wanted to. I don't necessarily believe in someone taking full control of your money. Even if you need some help, an accountant, a tax attorney, even if you need those people in your life, you should know enough about what's being done that you even understand how to hire them to assess their skill set and to know what questions to ask and to know when you've gotten the right answers. So I manage my own portfolio because I believe that I'm doing it best. No one is going to take care of your money better than you are.
Okay.
And that's Money Magnet Mentoring. I think it is currently $39.99 a month. That's the founder's amount. I'm in the founder's launch. When I release it to the public in January of 23, it'll go up to $49.99 a month, and that's where it'll freeze until I make my transition.
All right.
And that's 100 years from now, y'all.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Now, Willie?
Yes, and I loved how you, thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Asha. I want to make a comment and piggybacking on Danny about being in the moment. I have a friend who's a retired musician, and he's like cool like that. He's gone back to play. I mean, he played with Miles, he's played with everybody. And so he's so cool. He's like smooth. When you see him, like I'm all excited. I'd be like, oh, hey, how you doing? He's like, I'm cool. How you doing? And every time he ends the conversation, he says, I want you to take this with you today. Bright moment. And he walks away. So when you said everything you said, I just heard him. And now I get what he meant from you sharing your jewels with us. Bright moment.
Bright moment. Yes.
Bright moment.
Oh, yes.
Thank you for that. Thank you.
Oh, well, I you know how grateful I am. And aside from the small thing as AM and PM, I so honor you for being true to your commitment. You said you would, and you did, and I'm so very grateful. And I speak for the collective when I say you will be coming back. She will be coming back.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, right? We will have her back. But you have truly blessed us today, and I thank you. I stand in great gratitude. Thank you.
I do mean that. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
And what do we do now? Y'all know how it goes. What's next?
Okay, so Queen Aduni.
Yeah, put that information. I see Money Magnet mentoring.
So what I want to do is provide a link special for you guys so that you get the free thing. So I'm going to give it to Dr. Stillwell. Okay. I can't drop it in now because I haven't created it yet, Queen.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to give a discount.
Ooh,
so it's something special for us.
Yeah, she'll have it by the end of business day.
Okay.
Yeah, let me ask you another question. How long is that course? Is that a life, like walking?
It is
through life
lifetime.
with
It is
you?
a lifetime course, and I'm right there with you. So you get what, and the way the content comes, especially as a founder, you get a video once a month, and then you get me helping you with the videos once you've had the core content. So the
Mhm.
core content is 5 months long. And then I am live every single week answering questions and helping you to apply the core content.
Mhm.
So you can always ask anything. You're not just on your own. As you're learning and developing your financial literacy skills, you'll always have me there to ask. And you can even plan it. You're like, you know what? That doesn't sound right to me, or that sounds good, but I'm going to check with my financial coach. And you know, and can plan, I know I'm going to have her to be able to send that question forward. And that was put in my spirit to do because I wanted people to be knowledgeable about money and not be broke doing it. So
Mhm.
I set it up where even a high school student who works at McDonald's could afford it, can learn
Yes.
how to
Yeah.
learn how to invest, to learn how to manage your own 401k. Because I know a lot of people are sad right now with it just dropping.
Yeah.
That's disheartening. But there is a way to make money in the market when it's going down. You just
Mhm.
have to understand what those concepts are. And I'll be teaching that. There's gaps and there's options and there's puts and there's calls. And even in a bear market, money can be made. So
Yeah. Yeah, I remember you when I first started. I'm 69 now, and I remember when you first wrote that book. And yeah, and I was like fascinated on, how you were able to do that. And how old are you now?
I'm 53 now.
Yeah, I said she's younger than me, and but I can still do it at the age that I'm at.
I
You
know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, freedom and wealth is good anytime we can get it.
I know, right. So thank you for coming. We're definitely going to have you at one of the conferences, when we all come
Just
together.
let me know.
Yeah, and
Dr. Stillwell knows how to find me.
yeah, we're gonna have paper and pen already attached to them.
Woo, for sure.
And
For sure.
We're gonna have some seat belts on the chairs.
I know.
Hold on, because you're about to.
I'm about to take off. Okay.
Helmets.
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 Not helmets.
Man being blown here.
Ooh, I know, right?
What is the helmet? The helmet.
Oh my goodness. I don't know what to do with y'all.
The helmet is that the helmet of peace?
Is that the helmet?
Yeah, we're gonna have to put the helmet of peace because it's gonna steaming.
Look at here. She blows her own mind. That's why her hair look like
That's
that.
Wait. So you know when Danny, I know you know this, Asha. When Danny goes and gets some more information,
she does. Oh, that's good. That's exactly right. That is exactly right.
As she's coming back, it starts spurring out.
Let me tell you what happens. When I do that, it's downloaded into my third eye. It's downloaded. And then when I come back up, baby, it's on.
You got it. She does. Oh, that is so the truth. She go all the way back. You like, oh, she's taking that in. Give her that.
And when the head start rolling,
honey.
I got it, but it was Sister Griffin. She was on the floor, legs.
She had a whole nother workout. Now Willie had a whole nother workout, baby. She was moving.
A whole other workout. He did her workout too. I see that flexibility on you, Sister Gina. Don't play, baby. I see that flexibility.
And you know what? And I do want you to join us any day that you would love to. Just come on in and sit in.
Please.
From Monday Monday to Friday, we do this. We become Elizabeths, or we are Elizabeths. And just whenever you feel that you can, come and spend some time with us as a guest. We
That's
would love to
fair.
have
That is
you.
fair.
We would
I
love
would
to
be
have you.
honored. Thank you so
Yes.
much. Thank you so much, ladies. Well,
Okay,
I am
Queen.
gonna hop off and get in the
Okay,
shower.
that's right. Go ahead and wash your funky butt. Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
You're the best. I love you.
Okay.
I love you guys.
Mwah. All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
You guys, this, oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yes. Yeah, she is amazing. And so are we. And so are we. Yes.
Yeah.
And so I want to, if I could, just leave us with the prayer for today. And we're going to see and gather at the African World Festival. And woo, and life is good. Life is good. Oh, Holy Lord. Oh, Holy Lord, help us to worship you in the beauty of holiness.
Yeah.
There is magnificent beauty in the world around us, but none of it is perfectly holy. So the beauty of holiness is something that we know only in part for now, but someday we will know it fully, just as we are fully known. Even now, awareness of your holiness draws us into worship. Pondering your perfections, untainted by even a speck of sin, delights us and fills us with awe. We want to join with the angels in proclaiming, holy, holy, holy is the Lord Almighty, and the whole earth is full of your glory. We are finding that worshiping you well is transformational. It changes us more and more into the you designed us to be. We realize that knowing you correctly is vital for genuine worship. Although we can't comprehend you perfectly or completely, we can endeavor to know you accurately as you are revealed in the Bible. So through studying your word and deepening our understanding of you, we are transformed and you are glorified in beautiful worship. In your spectacular name, Heavenly Father, we say amen, and that comes from Jesus Listens. And so as we go our way rejoicing, ladies, we look forward to seeing you sometime this weekend.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm so glad that, always glad that you are open for being present, not only here, but in your lives, as you go out and touch others, we just, as I always say, go your way rejoicing, be blessed, but more importantly, be a blessing.
Amen.
All right. Okay.
Hug yourself.
Okay. Hug yourselves.
Give yourself some love.
Yeah.
And give the world some
And
love.
give the world some love.
Yes,
Yay.
yes.
All right. Love you all.
Love you.
Okay.
Peace. Yay.
Peace.